There we go. Okay, we are back with another coloring page, and this one is rather cute and cozy and whimsical and fun, and I'm just very excited to get into it. So let's do a quick little poll. Do you like to color, yes or no? Let's make that a nice little pink. I'll pop that right there. Okay, so let's just get into this. And let me move that over. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to use any and all colors. Sometimes, like with the previous one last week, we only stuck to purple, orange, and green. Other times I just like to do whatever. So this is another one of those days. So I'm going to start with the light source, which is the fire here. Let's grab some nice warm yellows and oranges. And let's quickly swatch some of these because I feel like I never use goldenrod. Beautiful color, my favorite flower. And then we have dandelion, which is a bit more vibrant. Goldenrod is a bit muted. So let's start out with goldenrod, or dandelion, I mean, pardon me. And I'm just going to color in. Let me make sure this isn't bumping my camera. Alrighty, I'm just going to start by coloring that inner flame with dandelion. Sorry, it's still bumping the camera. There we go, that should be good. And I'm just going in with a heavy hand here. And then I'm going to move on to yellow-orange for just the inner part of the outer flame. So I'm going right along the yellow there, and I'm going to blend that into the deeper orange. Hello, hello, welcome. Good morning to everyone. Happy Tuesday. Then I'm going to blend that into red-orange, right on the outer part of that flame, just kind of ombreing that all together. Hello, good morning to you, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're watching from. Hello, hello. I hope everyone is having a wonderful start to their week. Hello, hello, from California, welcome. Just going in with red-orange, blending that into the lighter orange, kind of making an ombre. Then I'm going to go in with goldenrod. I'm going to color these little flames up here. Then I'm going to go back to dandelion, which is more of a vibrant yellow, and I'm going to start to color any of the highlights where the flames would be shining on. So a little bit on the log here. Let's do some on the inside of the fireplace. On the sides here. A little bit in the back. I'm just using a very light hand. And then I'll probably get a little bit over here. For me, it is 10:22. What about you guys? It'll probably get on the armchair over here a little bit. On the little bear that we have. $7.23. Pardon me. Let's get it on the rug a little bit. I'm also going to put it on any of those parts that bump out a little bit. On the slippers as well. 5:34 a.m. Good morning to you. Maybe a little bit on the book. And I feel like that's all that would reach. Okay, looking good so far. One thing I just want to get out of the way is this window here. I'm gonna make it look like it's frosted glass. It's very chilly outside, so let's choose a nice gray tone. I'm gonna go in with periwinkle, and I'm just gonna color in. I'll move this over a bit. I'm gonna color in those little squiggles there with periwinkle. And then just along the outside portion of each of the window panes, I'm going to do cadet blue, just for a bit of an ombre. It's still very blue tone, but with a little bit of gray. Just to give sort of a vignette, however you want to say it. It isn't very pigmented at all, so I feel like I'm using a heavy hand. I'm gonna go, pardon me, back in with periwinkle, and I'm just gonna fill in the rest of the window, blending that all together. And I'm not gonna worry too much about filling in 100% of the window pane, just so it can kind of have that frosty look. And I think today I'm actually going to film a little vlog, just a holiday Christmas decorating vlog. I've been wanting to put up my decorations, and this is putting me in the spirit. So I'll make a little vlog for that, and it should be fun. Okay, next, I'm not going to worry about the walls and floor just yet. I just want to figure out the colors of everything else. So let's work on this cute little bear right here. I'm going to put those blues away. Sorry about that. I will be right back. Alrighty. We are back in action. Okay. Let's choose. Let's do more of like a caramel kind of color. I'm going to start with the deeper one, which is burnt sienna. Just anywhere where there's going to be a shadow, right along the arm and under the chin, on this side of the face, in the ear, on the chest, and most of the leg. The little bear is sitting crisscross applesauce. I'm actually going to go back to dandelion and do a little bit on the foot and the little mug. Going back to burnt sienna. And now we're going to tan. I'm going to go over everything I just did so I can blend together the burnt sienna and the dandelion that I used to make the highlights from the little campfire or fireplace, whatever. And I think I'm going to go in with more of a cool tone brown to really deepen up those shadows. And then to do the nose as well. So let's find another brown. Let's do this one back here, which is sepia. I'm going to color in the nose. And then I'm going to deepen up those shadows just a bit. Okay, looking good. Now, I feel like I want to make either the rug pink or the chair pink, but I'm not sure which. Honestly, I'm feeling the rug because I just want a lot of pink. So let's find some nice warm tones in here. What if we did like a peachy pink rug? That could be pretty. And let's find a deeper tone as well for the shadows. Let's try this guy back here. So I'm going to start with the shadows. We're going to go in with cerise. I don't think I've ever used this color. So yeah, let's just go in. I'm going to color these little parts that bump out. And then, of course, anywhere where there's going to be a direct shadow. Hello, hello, welcome back. We're just coloring in the shadows of this little rug. So right along the chair here. And on this side here. Pardon me. It is 8:35. Seems like it's in the AM for most people. So good morning to everyone. Oh, how I wish YouTube would put a translate button on live streams. They do it for every other comment, and then I feel so bad because I cannot respond right away. Okay, I think that's pretty good for the shadows so far. You're on the bus. Well, I hope you have a very safe and lovely trip to your destination. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining. I hope everyone has a super wonderful day. I'm just going to continue to blend this out a bit so it isn't super harsh. And a bit more into the chair. Then we're going to move on to, let's see, they're very similar. So I'm going to give them a swatch. This is melon, very light, and then we have salmon, a bit deeper. So I think I'm going to go with that lighter color, which is melon, and I'm going to go everywhere on the rug where I did the highlights from the fireplace, and then I'll blend that into the white where we will do that bit of a deeper pink. YouTube, I know you're listening, so put a translate button on live streams. Thank you. Hello, hello, welcome. I'm going in with a pretty heavy hand for this. It isn't super pigmented. Making sure to avoid the little crayons or markers, whatever those utensils are. And I think let's do a bit more of this over here on the yellow. I think I'm just gonna color in those markers or crayons, whatever they are, just to get them out of the way. Put those to the side. Let's do a nice green. How about yellow green? Let's do a nice purple. How about this guy back here, which is violet purple? Can do that over here for this one. And then let's do a nice blue that'll really pop on the rug. How about this guy here, which is the Gel FX bright blue? What the fuck? Screenshotting all of that. Oh my, why do people have to be weird? I'm reporting you. Goodbye. Literally, what even? I'm doing a coloring page. Why are you being weird? And let's do that. Okay, we're never gonna hear from that person again. Oh my god, why do people have to be weird? And I would not even call that flirting. That's just borderline harassment. Okay. Why do people have to be so weird? You're drawing Stitch. Lovely. I still have not seen the new movie, the live action. I think it's like, it is live action. I just think it's funny when they say that and then like half of it is CGI. Okay, we're gonna go in with salmon, which is that bit of a deeper pink for the rug. I'm gonna go right over everything that I've already done just to blend in that color, warm it up a bit. Not to keep dwelling on that weird person, but I just want to thank you, the rest of you, for being normal. The bare minimum, huh? The bare minimum. Anyways. One of these days I do want to try to do a coloring page with markers. I don't have those fancy markers that come in all different shades and hues. I just have your standard Roy G. Biv. But I feel like that would be a good challenge. It might go really well, it might go another direction, but hey, I feel like that could be fun. And I'm just blending this into all of the colors that I put up here already. I have not even been paying attention to the poll. It looks like most people love to color. If you don't, I totally understand. It is rather tedious, although it is very relaxing. Although it is a recipe for carpal tunnel. And I said this probably 2 weeks ago now when I was doing another coloring page, but I need to get like those little grippy things. I feel like they were everywhere in elementary school. And I should have saved some of them. Because people would use them for their pencils, but now I need them for my crayons. Hello, hello, welcome. But I'm very excited to do even more coloring pages in these coming weeks because they're going to be more cozy and wintry themed and holiday themed. And I'm very excited. You like drawing a little more than coloring. I totally got that. For me, I feel like my favorite illustrative hobby, if that makes sense, would be painting. But I love to take my sweet old time when I do that, so maybe one day I'll do that for a live stream. But I don't know how far I would get into the painting. The painting that I'm currently doing, I've been working at for like 3 months. Although it is the biggest painting that I've ever done. So there's that. And I'm also trying a new medium. I usually do just acrylic paint or watercolor paint. But this time, I'm mixing my acrylic paint with baking soda or baking powder. Baking soda. And it just gives it more of like a paste kind of consistency and a really nice texture, so you can build it up in some areas. And yeah, it's very fun so far. It is very messy though, so get ready to vacuum. But it is very fun, and I don't think there's an exact ratio for that. You just kind of gotta eyeball it. And of course, depending on the quality of your acrylic paint, it could be more watery, it could be more of a thicker consistency. So you just really gotta eyeball it to see what'll work best for you. But as we finish up the rug here, I think I'm gonna color the slippers and the little coloring book, picture book, whatever it may be. And then we will move on to the other decor. I'm pretty happy with the rug. I think I'm going to do a bit more of cerise just along the corners here. Kind of ombre that in. Especially over here. But I think that is very good so far. I'm really liking this. Okay, for the little slippers, what if we made some orange slippers? Let's put some of these colors back. Maybe we could do let's try red, orange, and yellow orange. Going in with the deeper red orange for the shadows. And then yellow orange. I'm going to go right on top of everything just to blend it all together. And see, the yellow underneath really makes the orange pop. Oh, I forgot a bit of the rug there. I'll go back and get that. Going back in with salmon, just filling in some of the sparse areas. Alrighty. Now, for this little book here, I don't quite know. I think I'll just take more of a muted color. Let's try Cadet Blue. I'm just going to color in the little image portion on that book. And then maybe we could do a deeper blue. It's kind of a good one here. Navy blue. Just for the cover of the book, if I can get that. It's very small. Oh, okay. Coloring the whole book now. Oh well. Okay. And the little mug here, let's do like a sepia color. Maybe they're doing hot cocoa. And then I have a nice gray in here that we can do for the mug itself. Just plain old gray. Going right over the yellow for the highlight. And then the little handle, if I can get it. Okay. Very cute so far. For the chair, I'm just really feeling green, like a nice warm tone green. So let's see what we have here. Let's do some swatches on the back. We have asparagus. Then we have forest green. And then olive green. So I think I'm going to do olive green for the highlights, forest green for the shadows, and then I'll do asparagus to cover the entire chair. And then I think I'm going to leave the pillow blank for now. And we will figure out if we want to make that like a throw pillow or whatever. Just going in with that lighter olive green, going right on top of those highlights. I'm bringing it out a bit further so I can blend it into the other greens. Do those little buttons as well. I don't know the chair terminology. And let's do a bit on the front here too. And I feel like that's good for now. I'm going to go in with that more cool tone forest green. Anywhere where there's going to be a shadow. And then I think I'm going to do wooden legs for the chair. So I'll leave those blank for now. And then I'm going to go in with asparagus. And I'm going to go right on top of everything that I just did to blend those colors together and kind of warm it up a bit. Okay, let's find, is this too red tone? This is chestnut. Let's try that out. For the chair legs here, oh, that's actually perfect. This is a very chalky color, so let's try our best. And then anywhere where there's a shadow, I'll go in with a touch of blue. Let's see, how about navy blue? Just a little bit on the opposite side where there will not be any of the campfire light hitting. I keep saying campfire, fireplace, whatever. And I think I'm going to use that same chestnut color to do some of the wood throughout this. So let's definitely get started on the window frame right here. Going in with the chestnut. I think that's pretty good for now. And let's do the small picture frame right here. Looking very cute and cozy so far already. I think I just want to get the plants out of the way, and I don't know if that's a little bowl of oranges or like those little, what are they called? It's not potpourri, is it? I don't know. Maybe we'll make that a little bowl of oranges so we can carry the orange tones throughout. So let's go in with red orange. Just for a few of them. And then we can do yellow orange for the rest. Just give a little diversity in there. Oh, I also have 2 candles right here. So I'm going to go in with dandelion and my little hack for candles. I just do a circle right around the flame. And then again, just like I did with the fire, I'm going to put some of those highlights on anything that is close by. So like this clock here, and we can do a little bit of the chimney, just very lightly. And then a bit on the wall. And that's probably good. Alrighty, let's move on to the plants here. Let's put some of our colors away. Let's do asparagus, more of that warm tone green. For this guy up here, I'm not quite sure what kind of plant that is. It looks like a succulent of some kind, maybe. And then I'm just going to go in very lightly with shamrock, just at the base here, so everything isn't too flat looking. Give a little bit of dimension. Alrighty, and then I'm going to go in with green and shamrock for this guy down here. Going in with shamrock just around the border of it. And then we have regular green. I'm going to go right on top of all of that to blend it together. And then let's go in with sepia to color in the very tiny tree trunk. There we go. And then let's do a bit of a lighter brown, burnt sienna, for the inside of the pot. And let's do the border there too. And I'm going to go in with a touch of navy blue. inside to help create some shadow in there. And then let's do more asparagus for the pot itself. And then going back to navy blue for a little bit of shadow. Alrighty. And the logs, let's do the logs here. Again, going in with that deeper sepia color, just right along the bottom here, and within the wood knot on the bottom there, and a bit along the side. Then I'll blend that into, let's do a bit of chestnut. Going on top of everything I just did and slowly blending that up. And then tan, I'm going to color in the rest of it, including right on top where I did the highlight from the fire. Alrighty. Now, for the fireplace itself, the brick and everything, I was debating on what color or tone of brick to do, and honestly, I'm still not super sure, but I think I'm just going to get started with more of a cool tone for the grout and everything like that, and then I think for the mantle, yeah, the mantle, I'm just going to do a nice warm wood tone, probably that tan color, so let's just get started with that now. And then I'm going to go in with a touch of that navy blue anywhere where there's going to be a shadow, just very lightly. And then right along here. Alrighty. And let's do this picture frame up here. For whatever reason, I just really want to make it a gold frame. So let me get out gold. And let's get to coloring. Every time I use this color, I just think of gosh, it was probably like 4 or 5 months ago now, and I was using this crayon color to color gold, and someone was so pissed off in the comments. They're like, that is such a rare color. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then they're like, it's made of gold, you can't use it. And I honestly, to this day, I still cannot tell if they were just being a troll or if they quite literally thought that this was made of gold. It is not made of gold. I just think it's so funny though. I will never not think of that. And let's do that for this picture frame too. If you're gonna have one gold picture frame, you might as well have two. And then we can color that little scene. Let's do, gosh, let me put away some of my colors here. Let's go in with tropical rainforest. For the pine tree, very blue tone as you can see. Maybe this is a blue spruce pine tree. And then we can go back in with asparagus for the little hill. I just thought, what if I made that like a snowy hill, but I'm already going in with green. Let's find a nice sky blue. Let's go in with periwinkle. Alrighty. And let's do this little house up here. Maybe that house can be on a snowy hill. I'm gonna go back in with periwinkle just to color the sky around it. And let's go in with burnt sienna for the door and the roof. And then what if we did, let's find another color here. I need to sharpen some of my crayons, but let's go in with raw sienna for the building itself and the chimney. And let's do that for the clock too, to get more of the wood tones in here. Trying to avoid the clock itself. And I think to bring some of those purpley pink tones throughout, I'm going to do that with the candle and then probably the pillow as well. So let's go back in with salmon. I'll do that smaller candle. And let's get more of a purpley tone. Oops. let's do Mauvelicious. A very nice berry tone. And I think, let me find a bit of a darker shade that'll work with this. Let's do Violet Purple. Just for a bit of shadow on the pillow here, so it doesn't look too flat. Then going with Mauvelicious right on top of the entire pillow. There we go. And I feel like maybe I should add wood to the floor because I want to do a wood floor. So let me grab my markers. Not sponsored, they're from the dollar store, so very affordable. We have black, green, blue, and red. And I'm using red for this, the small side. And let's draw some wood flooring. Alrighty. Let's do some random nails. Okay. And as that dries a little bit, I guess we gotta move on to the fireplace and figure that out. For that little picture frame up there, let's do Cadet Blue, just for the background at least. Okay. I'm just procrastinating on doing this. Okay, let's see. What if we did more of like a gray? Or would that be too cold? I want to keep it warm. I don't want to do a red brick. I've never been a fan of red brick. But maybe I should do it. Let's see what colors we can do. Let me put some of these away. Alrighty, Alrighty, what brick colors can we do? Let me swatch these on the back. Let's start with the deepest, which is maroon. Oh my, that's borderline purple. Okay, then we have brick red. Okay, I feel like I'm just gonna get rid of maroon. That's like way too purple. And then we have bittersweet. Okay. Okay, we'll make it work. Cross that out. Alrighty. So I'm going to start with the brick red. I'm just going to go right along all of the grout lines. And then right along the edge. And that, I feel like I'm also going to make wood. The lower part of the mantle, I mean. And just a small little bit of this in the back. And then I'm going to go in with, let's do sepia for the lower part of the mantle. And then I'm going to go in with bittersweet and fill in those bricks. It's more of an orangey tone. And then for the flooring, I think I'm going to do a really dark brown, very cool tone to kind of give a little bit of contrast from all the warm tones we have. Then going back to brick red to do the chimney. Then going back to bittersweet. actually really like that. Okay, let's find a nice dark brown. And I'm basically going to do the same thing that I did with the chimney, just really focusing it on the shadows. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then, did I lose my color? Okay. I'm going to go over that with raw sienna. Bit of a lighter tone. And I'm going right over the dark brown to blend it in. Okay, now for the wall. What should we do for the wall? I'm gonna do gray for the bowl. Maybe we could do gray for the little pot as well, just to carry that color throughout. And then for the wall. I already have a lot of orange. I don't want to do any more red tones. What if I did a blue? Would that be crazy? I don't know. know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. Let's find a really light pastel color that we can do. Honestly, what if we did this spring green? I feel like that would be... I feel like that'll go good. Okay, let's do it. Spring green. And as we are finishing up here, I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope you could relax with this cozy coloring stream and give it a like and subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you on my next live stream, on my next video. And here is the final reveal. Very cute, very cozy. Let me sign my name. Date it. Today is the 18th. Time is flying by. Okay. 11, 18. Let's make that an 8. 25. Alrighty. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a super wonderful rest of your week.